That was an epic botch to start this video. But it wouldn't be a year-end award. It wouldn't be a year of wrestling if we didn't talk about the Wrestler Observer Newsletter Awards. And awards that is based off the opinions of Dave Meltzer's army of loyal followers and fans. You know, everyone always likes to tell me this weird take. I don't understand why it's a take, but it is. Everyone likes to say Meltzer's opinion doesn't matter. Oh, Chase, why would anyone react to this? Meltzer's opinion doesn't matter. It's just his opinion. It's his Opinion, Chase, it's Meltzer's opinion. And I get that. I understand where people come from. I get where people are trying to say that. But here's the thing. When Meltzer's going on his radio show and he's talking about stuff and he says Okada versus Omega is one of the best matches of all time. And if I debate someone what is one of the best matches of all time, and they say, well, respected wrestling news journalist Dave Meltzer said this was 6 stars. If I say, no, that's just his opinion, people say, no. He's a respected journalist. Yes, it's his opinion, but people need to understand Dave Meltzer is an influencer in the wrestling circles. That's what people need to understand. But yet, fans, they love to paint their own little bubble when it matters. They're like, say, no, it's just his opinion. It's just his opinion. But when people are getting into wrestling, when people want to learn more about wrestling, when people actually want to understand about wrestling, who do they turn to? They're not turning to a lot of people on the IWC. They're not pulling up videos of Joe Cronin or JD from NY or any of these other pools or even myself, like anyone would. But you get the idea. They go to Meltzer. Meltzer is the guy. Meltzer has the match ratings. Meltzer's have the stars. So when people say, oh, his opinion doesn't matter, it freaking does. Stop with this ridiculousness that Meltzer's opinion doesn't matter. It's a terrible flipping take. His opinion does matter. His opinion holds value and weight in professional wrestling. I just find it funny that fans don't realize it. Like seriously, do I need to pay for wrestling fans to take a fucking marketing class? Like, for real, do I need to make wrestling fans go to a marketing class so they can go like, oh, well, this is what he is talking about. Oh, social media presence. It's like, you're on social media too. And it's amazing how stupid some people are. It just really is amazing, especially when it comes to the marketing side of things from professional wrestling. Golly. It's just like, damn, take a class. I don't care if it costs you money. It will help you. It'll help you understand that Meltzer is an influencer when it comes to professional wrestling. This is not like Meltzer, some schmuck. And it's like, he's not like a schmuck like me. You know, if you agree with my opinions, you agree with my opinions. That's fine. But you're not going to take my opinions to the point where it's like you use it in debate where you say, well, Chase Oliver on YouTube with 2,000 subscribers said, no, you'll use Meltzer's opinions in debates. You'll bring up the fact that he gave this a 5 stars. You'll bring up the fact that he hated this match. Like that's what people don't understand, man. Like seriously. But yeah, let me go share this real quick on the Twitter. Wrestling Observer reactions to the. Well, I already know who won the awards. We're just going to talk about that. Observer award reactions. Some awards I don't even know about, but I'll give you guys my thoughts on these, man. But yeah, you know, the thing is, when it comes to voting awards and stuff like that, here's the thing. People need to stop with their bias too, man. Like, it's not just Meltzer, it's his fans that voted for these awards, and we're going to see these awards and stuff like that. But it's like literally when you look at these awards and you break them down, you'll literally say to yourself, like, dude, what were you thinking there? Like literally, you'll be like, what the heck? Why would these fans vote this? So, anyways, let's get started. I got these on Wikipedia up because I couldn't find a legit list. But yeah, the 2019 Wrestler of the Year, the granddaddy of them all, the biggest award went to Y2J Chris Jericho from AEW and New Japan Pro Wrestling. Now, here's the thing. When I heard people talk about Wrestler of the Year, just saying, Jericho was not on anyone's flipping list. I've heard a bunch of Osprey. Osprey was the biggest one I heard on the list. Like people gave it to Osprey. Like Osprey was number one. Then Adam Cole was on the list. Johnny Gargano was on the list. Who else was on this list? Let's see. What's his name, dude? Naito was on the list. All these people were on this list, but not Jericho. And yet somehow Jericho, who wrestled, by the way, only 12 times this year. Yeah. Y2J Chris Jericho, your wrestler of the year. The fans voted him wrestler of the year. He only wrestled 12 times this year. 12 times in 2019, I should say. How is that wrestler of the year if you only wrestled 12 times? I don't get it. No, like for real, I really don't get how these fans said, "Oh, you know what? We're gonna give this to the 2019 wrestler of the year to Chris Jericho." He did not. He only wrestled 12 times. How are you gonna wrestle only 12 times this year, and then we're just gonna give you the award like that? Like that's just that's ridiculous if you ask me, man. Like seriously, like that's a little bit ridiculous. How are you gonna give it to him? How are you gonna give it to him? But yeah, so Jericho won Wrestler of the Year in 2019. Let's go on to the next award. We have the Mixed Martial Arts Most Valuable Award, and that went to Jorge Masvidal. That's the only winner that makes sense so far. Most Outstanding Wrestler. Now, here's the thing. This is the one award I just don't get and understand. So we have a Wrestler of the Year, which is like just the overall Performer of the Year. But then we have a Most Outstanding Wrestler, which I don't get. I feel like this award is just kind of like, oh, you didn't win Wrestler of the Year, but let's give you the Most Outstanding. And Will Ospreay won that award, rightfully so. He had a bunch of Match of the Year contenders. And it was like this was definitely the year of Will Ospreay. I don't know how big his year is going to be this year. He seems to kind of have slowed it down a little bit. Not necessarily his fault, but it could be, it's not really the time for him to go hard. He still put it on good matches for the most part. But yeah, this award I have no complaints on either, man. Like Most Outstanding Wrestler, yeah, he deserves it. Most Outstanding Fighter of the Year. Once again, if you have Fighter of the Year and then Most Outstanding, why do you have this? Israel Adesanya, he's defending the belt this Saturday. He's phenomenal. Most likely will wash Yoel Romero. Tag Team of the Year. Now, this one came out of surprise. I was really surprised with the winner because I literally thought the Young Bucks were going to win this award because, they won this award the last 5 years or something like that. So I thought, it's just going to be another Young Bucks award, Tag Team of the Year. But no, it was the Lucha Brothers. Now, I'm a fan of the Lucha Brothers. I like Pentagon, Cerro, Miedo. I like Phoenix. They're talented wrestlers for sure. But Tag Team of the Year, I don't know. That gave me the Nick Young, I wasn't mad at it, but I was just like, what about LAX? LAX, I felt overall wise was a way better tag team than the Lucha Brothers were in 2019. Yeah, Lucha Brothers did a lot of stuff in Impact. They did a lot of stuff in AAA. And in AEW, minus their first initial beginning portions, they've kind of just been a glorified job tag team. So I don't know what were it's cool that they won this award. I don't know. Maybe it was just voter fatigue with the Young Bucks always winning by default. No WWE tag teams this year really did anything for me to say they deserved it. I guess the Undisputed Era. I don't know what they ended up in the votes. I think if I saw the votes correctly, they were in fourth place. They were in fourth place. So that right there is I guess a slight at them. But yeah, Good for the Lucha Brothers. I'm not mad at this award, but I felt like LAX, Pride and Powerful, whatever the heck their names are, they deserved it. Best interview is Chris Jericho. You don't really need to go too deep into this one. He's just good on the mic. There's a lot of other contenders. Promotion of the Year, New Japan Pro Wrestling. Of course, it's going to win Promotion of the Year. I was surprised it won Promotion of the Year. I'm surprised AEW for the Meltzer fans did not take over this because I really thought AEW was going to take over this bracket right here, but I guess it didn't get the full year. Plus, New Japan, they had a really good year inside the ring. Best weekly TV show went to Dynamite. Okay, first of all, Dynamite should have not even been an option. It's only been out since October. And it didn't leave that much of an impact for me to say they should be the best TV show this year. Go with NXT, go with SmackDown, go with Impact if you want. But Dynamite, they should have not been in this option. That right there is just a recency bias right there. Pro Wrestling Match of the Year. So the match of the year was Will Ospreay versus Shingo Takagi, Best of the Super Juniors 26 final, and that match kind of stood out. Really good match between those two guys. If you guys haven't seen it, definitely up there with the match of the year contenders. I actually enjoyed that match a lot. Went back and watched it after I heard it won match of the year. Still holds up, and really, to be honest, good match between both those two Bamas. Ospreay had a lot of good matches this past year, so if you guys missed out on some Ospreay matches, you got to go check it out. Yeah, Degenerate Sharingan, best show was Dynamite. It wasn't even here all 2019. Fight of the year went to Israel Adesanya versus Kelvin Gastelum, and yes, guys, I am saying Adesanya's names correctly. It's not Adesanya, it's Adesanya. He's pretty much told people this a bunch of times, so I'm just trying to tell you, it's Adesanya, not Adesanya, but Adesanya versus Gastelum, very amazing fight. Like, if you guys are not a fight fan, you watch that fight. It's free on YouTube right now because Adesanya's fighting Romero this weekend. Go watch that fight. And if you don't become a fan after fighting like that, it's just not a sport for you. That's it. Then they have a bunch of Category B awards, which are just like MVP awards, participation trophies. We don't read these participation trophy like MVP awards. Like, they have United States MVP, Japan MVP. That's a participation trophy MVP if I've ever seen one. So anyways, we get to the next award, the best box office draw. And Chris Jericho won this award, which was interesting to me, that Chris Jericho won best box office. How did Jericho win best box office? Okay, like, did he really do that much for AEW? Because AEW is still kind of into 900Ks. I don't see how Jericho won best box office. I'm sorry. Like, I just don't see how he was a best box office draw. I think the BMF title was a better box office draw than Jericho. Nate Diaz is a better box office draw. Nate Diaz, the famous line, Nate Diaz isn't a needle mover. Nate Diaz made Jorge Masvidal into the star he is today. Heck, the guy that Jorge Masvidal hit the flying knee on, Ben Askren, is a better box office draw. Hell, Kobe Clownington with his stuff is a better box office draw. How could you give this to Jericho? That right there, I don't know. He didn't really do much. Like, I know everyone's going to be like, oh, he did a lot for AEW, Chase. Like, show me the numbers where he did a lot. Because clearly he hasn't done a lot, in my personal opinion. So, yeah, I'm sorry. I disagree with that vote right there. Feud of the year went to Adam Cole versus Johnny Gargano. Was this even a feud? I'm sorry. Cole and Gargano was just matches. What was the feud? Adam Cole, like, I want the NXT title, and Johnny Wrestling be like, I am NXT. But like, how where's the feud in this? Like, I'm just being dead serious. Where's the feud? Like, if you want to give this award to best series of matches, sure, you could give this the best series of matches of the year. But feud of the year, they just wrestled each other. They literally just straight up did a bunch of wrestling moves on each other. Like, how is this feud of the year? I don't understand. Granted, this was kind of a dry year for feuds. Like, like, I can't think of a feud off the top of my head where I'm like, oh yeah, well that one. Like I can't think of it. I think honestly, NXT versus AEW, that should have been a nominee for this because that was a better feud than this. Granted, AEW has been blowing NXT out of the water, but still, what is Gargano versus Cole? There's no feud there. Like Triple H versus Batista, I feel was a better feud than Cole versus Gargano. Like, oh my God, this is the Meltzer fan base voting, people. And people say his opinions don't matter. This is his fans voting. Keep in mind, and this sets the bar for some people, newer fans, especially. Most improved wrestler went to Lance Archer, a.k.a. Lance Hoyt. Good for him. Now, he's definitely improved. You know, fans actually liked him. The G1 helped him out big time this year, too. Like, he had a really good G1 run. People seem generally excited for him in AEW. Let's just hope Cody doesn't bury him. Most charismatic went to Chris Jericho. Jericho was definitely good this year. I'll definitely give him that. I don't know, like most charismatic, I would give him that award for sure. I'm trying to think of the because R-Truth comes to mind as most charismatic. I thought R-Truth was genius with that 24/7 stuff. Like, I don't understand why he wasn't in the running. I don't know if he got any votes either. Like, he should have, though. Like, him and Drake Maverick were absolutely hilarious, man. But yeah. No, Isaac Barak, I remember your name. I'm not that. I have a really good memory on stuff, man. They have the Bryan Danielson Award, which is the best technical wrestler, because Bryan Danielson always won this award. Like, he won it for or Daniel Bryan, he won it for 8 years or something like that. Zack Sabre Jr. won it again. Honestly, man, I don't understand. Like, Zack Sabre Jr. had high. Is he still cool? Do people still love Zack Sabre Jr.? I don't know, man. I haven't heard shit about him. Bruiser the Brody Memorial Award, Best Brawler, Ishii. Okay. Best High Flyer, Ospreay. Okay. Most Overrated. For 2 years in a row, Baron Corbin got Most Overrated. What has Corbin done to the, what's it called? To the wrestling fans? I'm really confused here. What has Baron Corbin done to piss off these wrestling fans? I don't get it, man. Corbin, people hate him, but guarantee without a Corbin, if Corbin was in AEW, fans would love him. That's just a straight take. I know we're gonna be like, no change. No. If Corbin was in AEW, you guys would be like, he is so brilliant. How come I didn't realize it before? Cody will have one of his stupid matches with him, and then you guys will be like, oh, Corbin's really good. I can see it now. Meltzer being like Alvarez and Meltzer. Sorry, my impressions are terrible of them, but it's and then we get to Cody versus Baron Corbin. And actually, Dave, I was surprised how good this match actually was. Corbin really took it to another level. I was quite pleased with his work, and it wasn't just that Cody was carrying him. It was almost like Corbin was playing to the crowd and really doing a good job executing his moveset. I mean, he actually took time with his moves, which was really, really good. That's literally what they would talk about. They would just literally talk about how much they love Corbin if he was in AEW. I don't understand how he gets most overrated. Overrated to me is when someone tells me, hey, this guy's good, and he actually sucks. Not a majority of the people are saying Corbin is good. A majority of people think Corbin sucks. To me, most overrated would go to Kyle O'Reilly. I know everyone's gonna be like, oh, Kyle O'Reilly, you hate it? No, I'm just saying. I'm just giving an example where, if you told me this guy was good, I'd be like, nah, he's all right. That's a most overrated. But yeah, man. So, I'm not stumbling on my words enough. But for who stumbles more? Is that Dave? Dave stumbles more. Brian just screams. And I really do feel like Cody. Cody just has a way of getting the most out of every talent that he goes against. That's literally Dave, man. He just always talks about it. Yeah, but I don't understand this. Honestly, they should just give it to just make most overrated worst wrestler of the year, not most overrated. That's just ridiculous, man. Most underrated, Shorty G. Chad Gable is really underrated. That award could go to anyone. We have Chad Gable, we have Mustafa Ali. Name anyone on the say any name on the WWE roster. They're the most underrated. Everyone will say they're underrated, then they get the push, and then people start hating them. It's just how it goes. Rookie of the Year went to Jungle Boy. Huh? Was there no one else up? Is this a default award? Jungle Boy. No, for real, Jungle Boy. Fucking Jungle Boy? Who the? Oh, I'm sorry. That's a terrible award. Jungle Boy. Best non-wrestler, Paul Heyman. Okay. Best television announcer, Kevin Kelly. Oh, man. They're doing my boy Desmond Wolf dirty right here. Nigel McGuinness. It's not even close, man. Not even close. Worst television announcer went to Corey Graves. Oh, God. Corey Graves was bad, but not as bad as Mamma Mia, to be suicida, and there you go, up and down the merry-go-round and all the... Oh, shut up, Moro, dude. Seriously, man. Just ridiculous, dude. Best major wrestling show. So best pay-per-view of the year, pretty much. AEW's Double or Nothing. Okay. Did I miss something here? No, for real. Did I miss something here? Like Double or Nothing, really? 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 I don't understand how this won best major wrestling show. I don't even think that was the best AEW show that year. I think Full Year blows that shit out of the water. WrestleMania I thought was better than Double or Nothing. Some of the NXT takeovers definitely better than Double or Nothing. I don't know, man. That was definitely not pay-per-view of the year. Worst wrestling major show, it's Super Showdown. I don't get it. People hate those shows that politics that they don't care about. Like I don't get why people care about politics so much when they don't really care. I don't understand this best wrestling maneuver, so I'm just gonna say no to it because I think that's a stupid award. Most disgusting promotional tactic, WWE relationship with Saudi Arabia. I don't get that. Like, I know everyone's gonna say, "Oh, Chase, you don't care about politics, so shut up." To me personally, I think promotional tactics. I feel like you have to like pretty much do something within the promotion with your wrestlers and your characters or MMA fighters. Like, for example, like Dana White saying he's disgusted of Conor McGregor throwing the bus, but then every freaking Khabib footage for the fight is Conor throwing the dolly at the bus. Like, that's a disgusting promotional tactic. WWE making a deal with Saudi Arabia to show shows and make money, that's not a promotional tactic. Like I don't understand where, like, this is where sometimes wrestling fans don't even know. This is why they should take a fucking marketing class. Like, I'm sorry for cursing, but it's true. Take a marketing class. This is not a promotional tactic. This is a deal where WWE signed with Saudi Arabia, who will pay them boatloads of money. And if you say AEW want to do it, shut up. If Tony Khan was told, and his last name's Khan, so trust me, I know how Khans act. If Tony Khan was offered a bunch of money to go to Saudi Arabia, it wouldn't matter what Cody said. Cody could go, Tony would slap Cody and say, "Bitch, you do what I say, I'm your boss." The fact that wrestling fans think this is a terrible promotion tactic just shows they don't know what promotional tactic is. Like, seriously, a terrible promotional tactic is having a white wrestler come out in blackface and then saying that, like, I'm a black person. That right there is a promotional tactic. WWE shaking hands and signing a deal with Saudi Arabia to show shows is not a disgusting promotional tactic. It's a business decision. I don't get how this is a disgusting promotional tactic. I just feel like wrestling fans really need to go take a marketing class. I don't care how much money you have to pay it. It will better yourselves, especially if you're someone that wants to be on social media and actually wants to talk about this stuff. You really need to take a class and learn these terms, because this is not a promotional tactic. This is a business decision. This is a B2B business decision. They're not promoting you like saying, "Hey, we got travel packages to Saudi Arabia to go to Super Showdown." No, the Super Showdown cards are just for the Saudi fans to enjoy WWE. They're fans just like us. That's what the business move is. Maybe if you want to go back where it was and the first time they were doing the Saudi Arabia shows and WWE had to force themselves saying, "Hey, look at how progressive the country of Saudi Arabia is," that's a disgusting promotional tactic. I'll give you that. But them being in a business relationship is not a disgusting promotional tactic. Like that's where sometimes wrestling fans just really need to take a college course on marketing. Like, just one intros to marketing. And then they will actually understand. Like, it's really not that rocket science. It's just this is the shit that pisses me off because it makes wrestling fans look stupid. Go to any marketer, tell them this was the worst promotional tactic, WWE going to Saudi Arabia. They'll look at you and say, "How much money did they make?" And they go, well, that doesn't matter. They went to no, it does. How much money did they make? Well, 500 million. So what was bad about it? A lot of fans didn't like it. And how much fans do they have in retention? Well, a lot of people stopped watching. And you have proof of this. Well, the ratings are not as good as they were last year. The ratings have been down on all television. Like, try to argue a marketer that says a business deal that is worth 500 million is terrible. You look like a fool. This is not a promotional tactic. This is a business decision. Promotional tactic, like is what WWE did the first time, where they tried to say Saudi Arabia is progressive. That is a disgusting promotional tactic. Them being in partnership with Saudi Arabia is not a disgusting promotional tactic. Hell, you can even say Fighter Fest. If you guys really want to go on this whole, a disgusting promotional tactic, AEW's Fighter Fest made fun of a festival called Fire Fest that had people almost die. They were literally parodying a freaking festival where people almost died and were going through hydration and people were stealing stuff from each other. Yet, that's funny, that's good, but that's not a disgusting promotional tactic? Oh, no, because we want to be political and stuff like that. Like, we want to be political in this matter. Like stop. Wrestling fans, whenever you come to me about politics and say how much you hate Saudi Arabia and their blood money, don't get gas from your gas station debt. Don't drive your car if you care so much about, ooh, I am such a noble person. Go to your local dealership, trade in your gas car, and get electric if blood money really, really concerns you, man. If blood money really concerns you, dog, just don't drive your car. I'm being dead serious, man. Oh, man. It's just funny to me how this is like considered a promotional tactic. Like, and this is stuff that, like, you know, when people say Meltzer's opinion doesn't matter, it does matter because he has convinced people this is a promotional tactic. It's not a promotional tactic. Now, like I said, WWE promoting Saudi Arabia as a progressive country, yes, promotional tactic. Saudi Arabia is using WWE's platform and the WWE fan base to convince WWE fans Saudi Arabia is good. The most recent shows of the Saudi Arabia shows that I've seen, because I actually watched them, a lot of the fans that voted for this award don't watch these shows, don't care about these shows. I watch them. Why? Sometimes they have matches I care about. Sorry. Saudi Prince and I, we're on the same wavelength when it comes to what the heck we want to see. And so when it comes down to it, it's like, you know, I've seen the shows. I have not seen, you know, one video package where WWE is forced to promote how much they love Saudi Arabia and stuff like that. Like that's the thing. I haven't seen one video package from the WWE watching these Super Showdowns saying, oh, we need to promote how great Saudi Arabia is. Like they haven't done that. They talked about how cool some of the area is of Saudi Arabia, like, you know, showing the like fountains and showing festivals that go on, but they do that for every show. Like, you know, if they're in Tennessee and there's a festival going on, be like, and make sure you check out the carnival or something like that. You know, they used to do that a lot of times. So that's all they really do. But when it comes to this, promotional tactic is like a terrible feud, a terrible promotion. Like I said, UFC, when they were showing, where Dana White acts like he's pissed off about the whole McGregor Habib shit, and then he's using the McGregor Dolly thing, that's a disgusting promotional tactic. And guarantee you, when McGregor and Habib fight again, they're literally going to use Habib jumping in. The first image you're going to see is Habib tapping on Conor. Then the next image you see is Habib going down Conor, some epic music, and pretty much them doing all the stuff illegal. And then it's just building up this huge rivalry. That's disgusting. That's a disgusting promotional tactic because you, Dana White, come on camera after the fight being like, that was the worst thing I've ever seen in UFC history, but you make money off of it, so how's it the worst thing ever? You get the idea. That's a disgusting promotional tactic. WWE saying, hey, we're in a business deal with Saudi Arabia is not a promotional tactic. Like, go to class. I'm just being real here. Just go to fucking school. It's not that hard. Worst television show went to Monday Night Raw. No arguments there. Raw has just been, ever since the 3-hour movement, has just been terrible. Worst match of the year, Seth Rollins versus The Fiend. Hell in a cell. To think I wanted to go to this event, like seriously, to think I wanted to go to this event. Terrible. This literally killed the Fiend. Worst feud of the year: Seth Rollins versus the Fiend. Once again, I can't argue that one. Like that right there is just a terrible feud overall. Worst promotion of the year: WWE. Okay, this is how you know the bias of Meltzer and Alvarez and their little bots are coming through. How is WWE the worst promotion of the year? They didn't give me good wrestling. Excuse me, they have a show called NXT that they literally cater to your audience. No, they're different. No, they're under the same company. It's the same flipping banner. They're different. No arguing with you dummies. And then you go on with WWE, and then you look at them, and it's just like they made $1 billion. They signed $1 billion deal with Fox. Like, how did ROH not win this award? Like for real, how did Ring of Honor not decide, oh yeah, this is the award for them? Do we forget just how bad it's been for Ring of Honor? like for real, how did Ring of Honor not win this award? I get it. Hating on WWE, it's the cool thing. It's fun to post on Twitter how much you hate WWE or how you don't like AEW. That's fine. I get it. It's the cool thing. I get it. We understand. But ROH was the worst promotion. It literally is the worst promotion this year. Attendance was down. Fan interest was down. Like literally, the ROH relies so much on the New Japan and so much on the AEW relationship before they became AEW, the Elite relationship. They relied so much of that once they lost the show, once they lost all that, it was done. It was like, oh, ROH, like no interest. Like literally, I remember on random Saturdays, people would tweet like crazy about ROH. Now no one cares. Like they had a show and like even Best in the World or Final Battle got zero buzz this year. I didn't hear one person talk about Best in the World and Final Battle. The last time I heard someone really talk about ROH was that Enzo and Cass during the MSG show. Like the MSG show was the last time I even had ROH in my brain. And we're not going to sit here and act like Ring of Honor is not like everyone's going to be like, well, Chase, if you compare Ring of Honor to WWE, like, stop. WWE, I get it. Their business hasn't been the greatest when it comes to ratings and stuff, but they still managed to get some deals done and make some money off the company. And people are just going to look at the stocks, but that happened in 2020. Ring of Honor has been around since 2002. Let's stop out. Let's stop acting like freaking Ring of Honor doesn't exist or doesn't count because, they're a smaller promotion. They count. They really do. If Impact counts on this, so does Ring of Honor. And Ring of Honor literally had dwindling fans, had Joey Mercury go out there and talk about how they pretty much let a woman wrestle concussed and everything like that. Like, how are you going to sit here and tell me? How are you going to sit here and tell me that Ring of Honor is not the worst company of 2019? How are you going to sit here and tell me that? I'm just being honest here. I just don't understand how you're going to sit here and tell me that in 2019, WWE was the worst company. Impact wasn't that bad this year. I'm not going to say Impact was the worst or great, but it wasn't that bad. They're still trying to rebuild. That's what they do. They're rebuilding forever. They're like that one team in the NFL where they're like, well, they have something here. They just need one or two more years. They're 2 years away of being 2 years away. That's a saying we like to use in sports where you have a prospect that is raw and talented and you feel like, oh, they could be something, but they're 2 years away of being 2 years away. That's just how it is. That's how it is with Impact. They're 2 years away of being 2 years away. Like, they're just always going to be rebuilding. They're that one team. They're like the Hawks. Like, they do stuff. They make the playoffs. But at the end of the day, they're always kind of like looking for that next superstar and stuff. So that's how I feel about Impact Wrestling. But yeah, no, I don't know how Ring of Honor, and then the piece of the creme de la creme, whatever you call it, the cherry on the top is when they gave Marty Scurll. They gave Marty Scurll AEW WWE money. You giving Marty Scurll that type of money? Do you, Marty, get that back? He has done nothing for your company. Oh, and now Roosh is the champion, man. Oh man, it's funny, dude. It's absolutely hilarious, dude. Absolutely hilarious. ROH worst company of the year, not even WWE. Best booker went to Gato. Sure, why not? Promoter of the year. Now we're gonna save this one for last because I got a lot to say about that one. Best gimmick, The Fiend. Sure, why not? Worst gimmick, Shorty G, but he won most underrated, so I don't know how he's the worst gimmick. And then there's a bunch of DVDs and stuff like that. Yeah, so yep, that's it. All right. So promoter of the year went to TK Tony Khan. How? How is Tony Khan the promoter of the year? No, for real. How? Dana White got robbed on this one. This is just definitely the AEW fans coming in full force saying we like Tony. Now, here's the thing. I think Tony Khan is doing a good job with what he had with AEW. I think he's saying the right things. He's had some missteps where he tries to act like a know-it-all and stuff like that. And sometimes when you're in that promoter role, you got to be a little bit more confident. But he had some missteps when he said that he knows pro wrestling better than everyone else, so he expects always a perfect show. Like, don't say that crap, dude. Like, you're not Dana White. You don't have that card yet to say whatever you want. But he's done a good job. I'm not saying Tony Khan's a terrible promoter by any means necessary. But this just shows there's bias and that fans are just liking what he's doing, so they just gave him promoter of the year. But that's not a reason to give someone promoter of the year. Promoter of the year is someone that is able to make money and make a difference for the business that they represent and do a good job in doing so. And I look at it and I'm like, how is Dana White not promoter of the year? He literally helped UFC's popularity get bigger than it was. I know everyone's gonna be like, Chase, UFC's not that popular. Like, more of my friends tune into UFC or care about UFC ever since the ESPN deal, because now UFC is a little bit more easy access. You can watch a UFC fight at any time. The ESPN Plus deal, as much as MMA fans will bitch about it, it's been a big deal for UFC. It's helped UFC financially. Heck, ESPN has loved how much the UFC has brought to their business, and this is before the whole Conor thing happened. Like, ESPN Plus, at first with UFC, they didn't realize how much they were going to bring. They had a pay-per-view event, and it was the Adesanya versus Gastelum and Holloway versus Poirier event. That event didn't really do, like, enormous numbers, like pay-per-view buys-wise. I think it got, like, 300,000. But what it did for the ESPN Plus app, it got people to subscribe. And people stayed subscribed after that event, that it was like, oh yeah, we should keep that event. We should keep UFC, and they extended their relationship. So how's Dana White not promoter of the year? I mean, he had a great financial year in the UFC without Conor McGregor. Like, they keep that in mind. Conor McGregor is a big deal. And if the last fight did not show you in the numbers that he pulled for ESPN, over 2 million plus people subscribe to ESPN Plus for the return of Conor McGregor. That's amazing. That is absolutely amazing. And he had a good year. He was able to create stars out of certain fighters. Adesanya is now a star. Jorge Masvidal is a star. He got two good stars, not big-time name stars, but he had two good stars in Usman and Covington. I mean, those are 4 fighters right there that he's built up, and 3 of those fighters can all fight each other. That's even better when you build up these star fighters and they can build up and fight each other. Khabib kept up the momentum that he had. He did good numbers for his pay-per-view that he had with Poirier. You look at Tony Ferguson, he's on the rise, and him and Habib, they're going to have a crash course that seems like it's going to be absolutely epic and absolutely awesome. For me, when it comes to Tony Khan, he hasn't done anything as a promoter yet this year for me to say he deserved Promoter of the Year. Vince McMahon was able to fleece Fox, a company owned by Disney, to buy SmackDown for $1 billion. If Fox really felt SmackDown was worth $1 billion, like, how is Vince not a Promoter of the Year? Well, he didn't produce good matches. Dummies, it's more than producing good matches. It's called making money for your product. And when you look at like Tony Khan's accomplishments for AEW, it's kind of like not even close. Like Tony Khan's accomplishments for AEW is the Happy Meal compared to Vince McMahon's Value Meal compared to Dana White's Big Mac. Dana White clearly won this award. Like, this is not even debate. If you want to debate me how Dana White lost his award, you are so dumb. Like, and I'm sorry, I won't even take the time to listen to you. Dana White got screwed. Dana White earned this award. Like I said, nothing against Tony. I like what he's saying. I like that he's very hands-on. I like that he's very media access because I feel like that's going to help him along the way. I feel like Tony Khan being with the media and talking to them and being more open with them helps him because now it's going to be, he builds relationships there. Not only that, if those relationships actually matter, like all it takes is one good relationship for AEW to get into the mainstream light of things. All it takes is just one good relationship. And Tony Khan, he's doing a good job with that. Tony Khan is doing a good job with AEW. Like, I'm not trying to say Tony Khan's doing a bad job, but when I look at it from when I think of promoters and I think of what a promoter does, it's called making money. Tony Khan has promoted and pretty much has made not that much money with AEW. He's talked about how he lost money with some of the shows that he met, and he said that openly. I'm not making this shit up. This is what Tony Khan has said. Tony Khan has also pretty much have made a TV show that only gets 900,000 viewers. I'm sorry, I get it's Wednesday night, and I know people are going to blame all these other factors, but let's just be real here. 900,000 viewers is not worth a damn. I don't care if baseball's on. I don't care if NBA's on. NBA has been having a ratings decline this whole year, and yet people want to just point to that and say, oh, well, Tony Khan, blah, blah. It's like, no. To me, Tony Khan's a good guy. Tony Khan, like, further down the road, maybe a Promoter of the Year contender for sure. He should have won Best Non-Wrestling Personality, most likely, like the Best Non-Wrestler for sure. But when you give someone Promoter of the Year, especially someone that really, to be honest, only had since May with this company, and really, to be honest, people will look at AEW, they'll spin the facts and they'll look at just wrestling Twitter and say, oh, well, this is what wrestling Twitter says about Tony Khan, and it's like, hey, that's wrestling Twitter. That doesn't mean everyone. And when it comes to everyone with AEW, it's always a hit or miss. Some people just don't like the style. But hey, when it comes down to it, TNT, they like what they saw from AEW because, hey, let's just be real here. Besides NBA and some of the TNT original shows, AEW is drawing in decent numbers for them, especially on a Wednesday night, which is jam-packed. Wednesday night's not an easy night for AEW. It really isn't because that's normally the family show night. That's when ABC pulls out their big shows, and same with CBS and Fox. Like, that's normally the big show night is Wednesday night. So Wednesdays and Sundays, you're a big deal if you're on those shows. But yeah, Dana White got screwed. It is what it is. But this is why I always say, what's it called? People say his opinions don't matter. Dave Meltzer's opinions doesn't matter. They do matter at the end of the day because people really, really, really care what he says. So I'm going to go use the restroom. You guys can go ask them questions. Yes, this is a Shayna Baszler t-shirt. Why do I have a Shayna Baszler t-shirt? Off the Rope Show Royal Rumble game. We did it for the Women's Royal Rumble as well. And guess what? I'm a Shayna Baszler fan for a year. I have always kind of liked Shayna Baszler. I'm not a fan of her t-shirt. Her t-shirts are kind of lame. Like, I'm just going to be honest here. Shayna two-time, like, no. And yes, the shirt does make me look fat, all right? Because I'm a fat boy. Well, almost wrestling fans, so it's not that big of a deal. Here comes the fat boy. Yeah, man, I don't know what's with these WWE shots, man. Hey, Chase, I'm sorry to agree with the anti-smart said wrestling fans ruin wrestling. Wrestling Twitter, I feel like, has ruined wrestling the most. Like, they just don't know how to have fun with it. They take shit too seriously. They act like their voice is a majority. But yeah, man, it's just a lot of wrestling fans are sheeps at the end of the day, man. A lot of wrestling fans are just sheeps. Like they just literally wanna just follow everyone thing. Hey man, when I have to go, man. It just comes out fast. It hurts. The topic is overdone to death since many have done videos about the subject. Yeah, no, it's just how it is, man. I've been great, Isaac Barak. Grad school and 2 jobs and being tired all the time. So it's been fun, man. If Undisputed Era gets caught up to the main roster, which brand do you think they should go to? SmackDown. They fit more SmackDown's motif than they do Raw. So I don't know why they would go to Raw, but SmackDown. Do you feel Tony Khan will flip the switch on Cody and the boys to cater to the casual audience? He's going to eventually. Like I said, I'm not surprised because Tony's in the business of the NFL. You guys got to realize when it comes to the NFL, you use the players to help build your team and your brand, and then you suck them dry. And that's pretty much it. And then you throw them to the wayside. I won't be surprised if he's just using Cody and the Bucks and Kenny Omega and Hangman Page to help, start out with AEW. If he likes some of them, he'll favor them a little bit more. But then further down the line, he'll get rid of them. And then Cody's going to be sitting there smoking cigars with Brandy and say, remember that one time when I had a private jet and I let my ego get in the way? Like if I'm someone who's an EVP in AEW, I get it. They should. And granted, I don't feel like any of them have actually had a job like that. Like you can't tell me the Young Bucks have ever been a manager. In my mindset, I would always be, I gotta just play ball in Tony's court because this is his company. And I know everyone's gonna be like, that's just being a company manager. No, I'm just saying, I want to be there for the long run and actually see this company play out and still be part of this really good situation I am. I'm listening to what Tony Khan says, and I'm pretty much just doing what I need to be done. And I'm not going to try to challenge his opinion if I don't agree with something that's like wrestling related. Like if he says, Chase, you got to put over this person, that's fine. But if he goes, Chase, if it's something where it's like company related, if Tony says this, I'm not going to sit there and be all like, Tony, I think no, I'll challenge certain things, but there's certain things I'm not going to challenge. Like at the end of the day, it's his company and he's the one providing the money. This is not Cody Rhodes' money. It's not like Cody Rhodes made this money to do this show. This is Tony Khan's money. If Cody Rhodes wants to save up all his money and not spend a dime on anything anymore, like bad neck tattoos and do this, then fine. But the fact of the matter is, this is Tony Khan's company, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see reports in 2-3 years, if they're even around at that time, that Cody Rhodes pissed off Tony Khan. Let's see. Chase, what do you personally want in AEW to make it more enjoyable, or what factors missing? I just honestly feel like AEW, what's really missing is just honestly the lack of consistency with the lower end talent that are not the elite. Like the elite guys, they're going to get booked. How they're going to get booked because they control their own booking. But I feel like Darby Allin, that guy loses every big match. Everyone goes, "Oh, what a star-making performance for Darby Allin." I can only hear that so many times before it's like, then win a big match. You know, be consistent. Like I feel like the smaller talent that are not I get sick and tired of Cody's like he has to have every epic feud. Like it's just like, dude, can't you just give that epic feud to someone else? These guys that people told me, oh, they're finally going to get opportunities like Shawn Spears and Joey Janela. They've stunk. They stunk up the joint. They give up on storylines too. So yeah, man, just consistency with other wrestlers besides the elite, man. What's up, Andre? Hey, Chase, I never liked I can't see what the WO because they always seem biased against everyone. Oh, Wrestling Observer, who doesn't build their mold. Oh yeah, no, that's how the Wrestling Observer is, man. That's just how it is with any wrestling group. Like, for example, I hope when people come to my channel, they kind of feel like, okay, you know, I can say my opinion. That's pretty much it. Like, I'm not going to try to force you guys for the opinion. Like, I just do my own thing. But I feel like if you go to the Lexman's channel, if you look at the comments, everyone's going to be all like, oh, the same line of thought. And if you say anything different, you're an asshole. Like, that's just pretty much when it comes down to it. Like, I feel like I'm in a good majority where it's like, you know, people respect my opinion. They don't have to agree with it, but they respect it. I respect everyone's opinion that debates me, man. Like, you know, at the end of the day, we're just talking about freaking wrestling, you know, but some people get all upset about it, man. Do you have no? I have ulcerative colitis. I don't have IBS. I have ulcerative colitis. That's why I was out for so long. Giannis or LeBron? What's the MVP? Giannis. It's not even close, dude. Like LeBron, yeah, I get it. The Kobe vote. That might take Giannis away from unanimous MVP because there's going to be a bunch of LA people who will vote for LeBron because of Kobe, and he's playing really well to LeBron. But Giannis all year long has just been phenomenal. I think AJ should cut the soccer mom hair. No, it makes him stand out. I used to be on that camp, but now I kind of agree with him that that it's going to stand out. Are you prepared for the extra cringe with El Cucu and Khabib for the press conference this afternoon? I'm so excited. Oh, God. I wonder how good Habib's English, I heard, has improved. I heard through the grapevine that Habib's English has improved. I'll see. I'll see on this bullshit. Like, I don't know. I feel like he's still going to talk in his funny, broken sentences. Like, Habib, he's the most scariest guy you don't want to, like, piss off. Like, he talks in broken sentences. Like, he'll make you unintentionally laugh. That's a great marketing genius of Habib. Like, I feel like Habib is a smart guy. Like, I don't think Habib's stupid at all. Like, I think he's pretty smart. Like, Habib has said some terrible stuff, man. Like women belong in the kitchen and all this other stuff. Like, that should make him a fighter no one likes. But he's really nice. Like he says that one funny line, and it's just like, oh God, Habib's hilarious. Like this is number one bullshit. Like so good. Like he just says number one bullshit and stuff like that. And what time is it? It ain't Tony time. It Habib time. Like, he's so good at it. And like the funniest press conference of Habib's, it's not even a press conference. It's the phone conference. They had a phone conference with Habib and Tony. If you ever have a moment in your time, it's an older one, but go back and watch like the 6 months of it. And Habib is so funny. Like he is so hilarious in that conference. He's like, relax. All right, I let you talk. Now my time talk. Okay. And then Tony's trying to say something. No, relax. You worked up over nothing. Like Habib is funny as hell. Dude. He's an underrated. Like Habib is an underrated talker when it comes to mixed martial arts. Like he's not witty like McGregor. He's not smooth like Masvidal. Like Masvidal and Diaz, like those guys are like top tier talkers because they don't need to really talk shit. They just say what's on their mind and it just works. And then it's like, yeah, you don't want to fuck with them, you know, type of deal. And it's not like Colby or Cejudo where it's like a forced promo. Like Habib just says stuff and it's like hilarious, but it takes away from all the other terrible stuff that he says. Like people don't understand that, man. He's such a genius, man. But yeah, I'm excited, man. How do you feel about the treatment Ricochet is getting from WWE, losing to Lesnar and Riddick Moss? I still don't know who Riddick Moss is. I heard Ricochet lost to that. I was like, oh God. Look, I'm not the biggest Ricochet guy. It is what it is. Some guys are jobbers, some guys aren't. Sucks for him. I just don't understand why people think he's so flippin' talented. Like, no, he's just like everyone else. He doesn't stand out. Like, I'm sorry, Ricochet just doesn't stand out. His mic skills are also trash. Like, so I don't really care, to be honest. Like, maybe Ricochet farted in Vince McMahon's presence. Maybe sneeze and then say bless you. Maybe Ricochet, Vince finally saw Ricochet putting the finger up his butthole. I don't know what it is. Nor do I really feel like, oh, this is like the worst thing ever. I've seen worse burials. And it's not like Ricochet can't just turn back the clock. Like seriously, people are mad about this now, but then give it 3 months and they push Ricochet and everyone's like, this is awesome. And then they'll hate how he's being pushed. And there's no winning with WWE sometimes, especially with certain talents. So yeah, Ricochet, it is what it is. So yeah. Let's be honest with ourselves. AEW is doing everything possible thing to get to book Cody Rhodes as the biggest babyface in pro wrestling. No, they're trying to book Cody Rhodes as the greatest. Like Cody Rhodes is literally doing Triple H booking. Like he's literally doing Triple H booking. If this was Triple H, everybody was like, "Ugh, it's all about him, fucking big nose asshole." But with Cody Rhodes, I think it's a masterpiece. It's absolutely hilarious. He's really placeboed the fans very well. He's placeboed the fans very well, and thinking he's super epic and awesome. Darby Allin reminds me of those Tony Hawk those old Tony Hawk game series back in PS1, PS2 days. Yeah, man, he seems like the main character of Tony Hawk's Underground 1, right? So yeah. Predictions for the next 2 Laker games, Bucks and Clippers. Bucks beat the Lakers, Clippers beat the Lakers. I feel like those are the 2 easy predictions ever, man. Like, I don't know, the Lakers just don't do good against those 2 teams. That's just it. And LeBron hopes not to see them in the finals. And also, LeBron's not in finals mode either. Yeah, he's kind of like a Jeopardy Darby Allin. He has that natural charisma that you can't really explain. Yeah, debating wrestling is just annoying sometimes because fans don't listen to other people's opinions, man. They always go back to the same thing. Did Reyes get robbed against Jones? No. No, robbed. It was a close fight. That was not a robbery. Like a robbery. Like Jones clearly beat him in the championship rounds and landed more leg kicks than he did. Reyes at the end did not even fight it or anything. He didn't do himself any favors. No, Jones. Like I said, LOL, Jones is going to win on Twitter. Like I felt Jones was winning anyways. Like I gave him 2, 4, and 5. Jones 2, 4, 5. Reyes only won 1 and 3 for me. When you look shit in the championship rounds, oh no, Jones was murking him in the championship rounds. Reyes just got 2 better looking shots. So yeah, man. If EC3 goes to AEW, would he be better off heel or face? I personally think EC3 is my favorite wrestler. I enjoy him as a heel. Most likely a heel. He doesn't fit as a face. I don't know who Riddick Moss is. But that's another thing. It's like Riddick Moss beats Ricochet, and no one looks at it from the other spectrum like, wow, they're really pushing Riddick Moss. It's like, no, Ricochet got buried. Like, that's how it is with wrestling. You never look at the other side of things like, wow, that guy got completely buried. It's like, what the heck? What are they just trying to push Riddick Moss? Which I still don't know who he is, but they're trying to push him. To me, Ricochet is overrated as fuck. Hell, the person who stands out the most to me is Leo Rush, at least when he was on the main roster. Yeah, Leo Rush is really good. I like him. I don't understand Ricochet, but Leo Rush is really good. Leo Rush just has that attitude problem that they don't like. Like, he gives too much lip back. Sometimes, man, I know people hate when I say it, but you do have to play ball sometimes. And then once you play ball long enough, then you can give the lip back. You have to earn that respect to get the lip back. That's just the bottom line when it comes down to it. Well, I like AEW. They need a theme song maker badly. Other than Jericho's theme, everyone's themes are really forgettable. Cody's theme is pretty good. I like Omega's, Hangman's. Darby Allin's is pretty good. Young Bucks. I'm not a big Young Bucks guy, but I like their theme. Who else has a good theme in AEW? Yeah, Swagger's theme is trash. I don't know who did Swagger's theme. That theme is terrible. I like Sammy Guevara's theme. Shout out to Montezzi. He did that theme. That's a good theme. Pride and Powerful. Not a big fan of their theme. Lucha Brothers. Oh my god. Lucha Brothers. Cielo Miedo. Oh my. Who did that? Like, get rid of that immediately. That's pretty much all I can think of on top of my head. Predictions for Romero versus Adesanya and Zayn versus Joanna. Adesanya via decision, unanimous, and Zayn knocks out Joanna in the second round. Whaley Zane's really good. I think the Zane Wei Li. I don't know how you say her name, but Zhang Wei Li is really good. Like Zhang Wei Li is not some slouch. I know everyone wants to like make her look like she's a slouch, but Zhang Wei Li is actually a really good fighter. Like people need to really realize that she's a beast. Joanna, I don't know, man. Like she's kind of pat. Joanna's kind of like she was the old way of women's mixed martial arts, and she still feels like her way works. She hasn't adapted or changed, man. She needs to have more wrestling to her thing. No, I gotta disagree, Chase. This is like a Triple H booking. Cody would have buried Jericho and MJF, not even close. No, he's trying to make himself look like a star. That's Triple H booking. It's not just burying people, it's just making yourself look like you're the bigger star than anyone else. Yeah, Jones won the fight. There's no robbery. Like people say robbery. It's like, do you guys watch fighting? Like that's not robbery at all. Yeah, no. People feel like just because you make your name outside of other wrestling promotions, you should be a star in that promotion too. It doesn't work that way. It's like look at Joey Janela. Joey Janela was like this huge independent star. He had at least at one point fighting for the title, King of the Indies. And look at him now, man. He like people make fun of him, call him Jelly Janela and stuff, say he's trash, and I don't see fans complaining about how AEW has booked him. So yeah, man, I don't get it. Does Dave Meltzer know what overrated means? No, I don't think he knows what overrated means. Like seriously, I think Dave Meltzer just he throws out the word overrated means someone says they're good, but they're not that good. Like for example, it's like in the NBA, there's certain players they're on bat, like Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine's a good player, but he's overrated. Like he's not really like that great. Trust me, I'm a Timberwolves fan. I've seen Zach LaVine and stuff like that a lot. He's a good player, but he's not one of the all NBA, all star type of guys. He's overrated a little bit. Just calling how I see it. Heck, even my own player, Karl Anthony Towns, you can say he's a little bit overrated. He's a really good center, but he doesn't freaking do wins, so I don't get it. But yeah, he can be overrated as well. So yeah. Yeah, no, I predicted Fury to TKO Wilder. I predicted Wilder to win the fight via decision. I just say it like this: like as much as Fury is a star, Wilder's a bigger name for America. And when it comes to American boxing, AJ already has Europe kind. Like as much as people like to say Fury's this mega star, Wilder's a bigger star from the casual eyes than Fury, and same with Anthony Joshua. And so AJ already pretty much has Europe locked up. So I thought for sure, no matter what, even how terrible Deontay Wilder would look, he would still beat Tyson Fury in a unanimous decision. But yeah, man, yeah, Fury looked good. He beat him up pretty bad, man. If he was in a zombie apocalypse, which two females and two male WWE stars would you want in your group? All right. So the males definitely want like Otis because he could make me laugh. But also, I feel like Otis could actually do something. Like he's big. Like he got big. Like I feel like there's something there. Like I feel like Otis has something where I'd be surprised. So Otis, and then give me Darby Allin as well because Darby Allin seems like a guy who's prepared for zombie apocalypse. No, you know what? Give me Dean Ambrose. Give me Otis and Dean Ambrose as my two male. I know they're not WWE, but I'm not using his name. But give me Dean Ambrose. Like Dean Ambrose seems like he's ready for a zombie apocalypse. Like I feel like if I go to Ambrose's house in Vegas, he's like, hey, man, you want to see my zombie room? Like he'll show me a zombie room. So give me those two. Female wise, Ember Moon legit seems like she knows how to kill some zombies. Like I feel like she could mess zombies because like. Granted, I know I was like, you should choose the hot females. Like, that's not the point. I want to survive. Like, doesn't matter at the end of the day how attractive they are to me. I need to survive. And I feel like Ember Moon knows how to survive a zombie apocalypse. And then a WWE diva, another WWE women's wrestler that feels like they can survive. You know what, man? I'll give me Sonya Deville. See, she seems like she's very resourceful too. And I feel like she comes off as someone who would give the mom's feelings. Where it's like if someone was breaking down and they were missing their family a little bit, she'll be like, "It's okay, guys, we'll get over it." That's what Sonya Deville looks like to me, man. Like she feels like she would give good mom vibes, but also too, I know she can legit kick ass, so I'll feel comfortable with her too. So those would be like the two wrestlers that I would choose, man. But yeah, man, like Dean Ambrose for sure. If I can't choose Dean Ambrose, Bo Dallas would be another one because I know he's big into conspiracy theories, so I feel like he would be pretty big against zombies. So those would be the people I would choose for sure in a zombie apocalypse. Like, yeah, you can't just be like, oh, I'll choose the two hot divas and two big wrestlers. Like, you really need people who are knowledgeable about the subject. Like, you can't just choose people based off the back of what's it called? Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, you can't just choose certain wrestlers just based off the fact that of their size and stuff like that. You need knowledge for zombies, man. Zombies is not about like being how big you are. It's about how smart you are and stuff like that. Most modern wrestling theme music is generic, yeah. Pentagon needs his Lucha Underground theme back or his TNA theme. His TNA theme was just as good. Something like that. Man, Chase got to already answer that. Pretty sure some fans, the media have disagree with Zach LaVine being overrated. I've seen Zach LaVine play more basketball games than most Zach LaVine fans, so shut up. No, I'm just kidding. But for most people who want to come at me with that, go right ahead. I've seen him on the Timberwolves more than you have, and I watched more Timberwolves games than most Timberwolves fans would want to admit. Having a problem. I love Malik Beasley and Jordan McLaughlin. Oh my God, we gotta resign him. Big time. Malik Beasley, I'm gonna be so sad. Like, if we get Devin Booker, it'll make up for it, but Malik Beasley is pretty damn good. I mean, pretty damn good. I really like Malik Beasley, dude. He's perfect, dude. Like, Malik Beasley, like that perfect third or fourth option where it's like Towns and D'Lo are not going for the night, and then all of a sudden Malik Beasley 3-pointers out of nowhere, man. Like he is for sure a keep. And Juancho, I feel like for whatever reason we're going to keep Juancho over Malik Beasley, which I think would be absolutely foolish. But Malik Beasley is like that perfect third or fourth option. You need someone to go. Like Timberwolves players we should not get rid of at all. D'Lo, Towns, Okogie. If we get rid of Okogie, I'm going to be so flipping pissed. I love Josh Okogie. I have my love-hate with Josh Okogie. Sometimes I'm like, we should trade him. He's a good asset. But then I'm like, no, we shouldn't because he's really good and stuff like that. And then it's love-hate. But now I'm sold on Okogie. James Johnson. I love James Johnson right now. He plays point guard for us. He's amazing. I love it. I always liked how James Johnson played. But seeing him more on my team, I love it even more. Beasley. Those guys can't go right now. Like, we need to keep them for next year. Well, James Johnson as a player option, I don't think he's going to get paid more. Maybe it'd be nice if he opt out of it, but he's not. So he's going to opt in. I like McLaughlin and I like Naz Reid, but I wouldn't say they're must keeps. Like, if some team really wants them in a trade package, especially if that trade package includes a Devin Booker, they can go. I like Naz Reid, though. He's been a nice little surprise, and same with Jordan McLaughlin. Like, McLaughlin is just, oh my God, he's just so fun to watch. He's Shabazz Napier on steroids. But yeah, those two are fine. And then when it comes down to who's your name? Sorry, I'm drawing a blank. I'm trying to think here. Oh, Jarrett Culver. He's like Wiggins 2.0 for me. But I still love Wiggins. Like, I've always been on Wiggins Island. He's going to do shit in Golden State. Just watch. He had a great game again. I love Wiggins. Never going to let him go. Not getting rid of my Wiggins T-Wolves jersey. And I may have a Wiggins Warriors jersey ordered and ready to go. Not ashamed. Not sorry. Warriors colors are pretty sick. Wiggins is a player I like. I'm going to get his jersey. But Wiggins, at least, there was a potential of being great. With Jarrett Culver, I just don't know what's there. Like, honestly, I just don't know what's there with Jarrett Culver. It's a hit or miss for me with that dude. Like, I literally don't know what to expect from Jarrett Culver. Night in, night out. Some nights I'm like, oh, wow, dude, this is Jarrett Culver. And some nights I'm like, who the heck is Jarrett Culver? Like, this isn't NBA 2K where Jarrett Culver can just gain his rating out of nowhere, man. Like Jarrett Culver's so hit or miss. So if we could please some team to believe in Jarrett Culver and get a good package for him, I wouldn't be upset. Like, I really wouldn't be upset about it. It would be a bummer because it's like, oh yeah, we kind of traded up to get this guy, and he's kind of been But at the end of the day, I wouldn't be like, oh man, dude, Timberwolves messed up big time. I'd be like, okay, it is what it is. That's just literally how it'd feel if Jarrett Culver ended up not being on the team anymore. He's a good player. Like, I think he's talented and stuff, but he's not like I wouldn't be sad if he went, especially if it ended up getting something bigger. But yeah, the top 5, you can't trade them and I'll be upset and I'll be pretty sad, or get rid of them would be Towns, D'Lo, Beasley, James Johnson, and Okogie, which, funny enough, would be our starting lineup. I like McLaughlin. I like McLaughlin and Nasri. They're fun, but, it is what it is. So, yeah. So, for all these people, do you even watch Timberwolves games? Yes, obviously, because most of you guys were probably like, who the heck is he? McLaughlin. I don't even know who he is. Watch one Timberwolves highlight. You'll love him. Trust me. You'll be like, oh, wow, my team needs him. He reminds me of Fred VanVleet. Yeah, I went there. I love Fred VanVleet too, by the way. He's really cool. So, yeah. I love when I get to talk basketball. All right, let's see. Zion, Luka, Trey, or Morant, which rookie would you build as a superstar? Well, you didn't put Tatum in that. Well, Trey and Luka are not rookies. They're second years. And you didn't put Tatum in this option, and I would choose Jason Tatum all day of the week. Tatum is a team. If you said Chase, one player, build Jason Tatum. It's not even, I won't even hesitate. It's Jason Tatum. Dude is phenomenal offensively. Has the potential to be a really great defensive player too. His upside is just amazing. It's Jason Tatum. I've always been a Jason Tatum stan since college, and this right here now is even solidifying at what he's been on. Zion's cool and all, but you always got to wonder, like, the thing with me with Zion, I love Zion, and he's going to be a transcendent superstar in the league. My thing with Zion is he's like, how long will he play for my team in the league? That's the thing. He loves basketball, but will injuries cut his career short? Because I would rather take 15 years of Jason Tatum than possibly 8 good Zion years, in my personal opinion. Luka's a really good player. Very, very, very fun to watch. Very dominating at times. But I would still take Tatum over Luka. Trae Young, no. I'm sorry. No, he's fine, but no. Morant's good. I like Ja Morant. I like that he's fearless, but I feel like that's going to hurt him down the line, that he's so fearless and stuff, because that's what hurt Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade used to be a beast and everything, and then over the time he suffered too many ankle injuries because he was too fearless. Playing with that type of style, he can do it now that he's like still 19, but once he turns like 22, 23, he's got to change his game up a little bit. But yeah, honestly, the fact you didn't put Tatum there was kind of surprising, but I'd take Tatum over any of those 4 guys. But out of the 4 guys you chose, it would probably be Luka. If you're saying building a team around, no, it'll be Zion, because Zion gets me more overall than just being a good basketball player. Like, his marketability is absolutely insane. Like, the market potential is there. So I'll go with Zion, Luka being a second, Morant being third, and Trae Young. I'm sorry. Like, Trae Young's good, but I wouldn't build a team around him. Like, Trae Young's like, he's an all-star. Like, Trae Young's an all-star type player. I'm not trying to say he isn't, but he's not like my number 1 option. He's a number 2. Atlanta hasn't found a number 1 yet. Will it come from this draft? Will it be a player that they sign? I'm not sure. But Trae Young isn't the number 1 option, that's for sure. So, yeah, when it comes down to it, I'll say that. I love talking basketball. It's always fun. How come the people who are complaining about how WWE was missing Sean Spears aren't doing the same thing with how AEW is using him? Because he posts a press release how happy he is, and that's all that matters, as long as the talent's happy. I don't know. It's weird. I never took the Wrestling Observer Award seriously. If you look back at the award, go back in the 90s, they would have given the award to random Japanese matches and random Japanese promotions. Dave Meltzer loves his Japanese wrestling. I wonder where that affinity comes from, because he just loves Japanese wrestling. It's kind of insane. Well, I've been alive for quite some time. It's been insane that I've been alive this long. I'm talking about on YouTube, not alive. I'm talking about live on the YouTube. So yeah. Once KD and Kyrie come back, do you believe Brooklyn has a championship team or a team chemistry lacking team? Oh, dude, you have KD. You're a championship team. Kyrie will actually be see, the thing is with Kyrie, if he's happy, he's a good teammate. If he's not happy, he's a terrible teammate. But he's going to be happy because he's with Kevin Durant, who loves his game. They've been wanting to play with each other. Durant and Kyrie are a good, fun combination. They're going to sell a lot of T-shirts and a lot of shoes because KD shoes are nice. Same with Kyrie. I have a pair of KD. I have 2 pairs of KDs. I love KD shoes. And I have a couple of Kyrie's lying around. They're very comfortable, good basketball shoes, and good overall aesthetic shoes outside of basketball, too. Now, you can wear them outside of basketball. But, yeah, no, they're going to be a championship contender. Like, especially, like, because the Nets still have cap flexibility. They'll be able to build a good team around them and stuff. So, yeah, no, they'll be a championship contender for sure, man. I don't see them sucking. Is Kyle Kuzma likely time to be traded? Oh, he's getting traded now. If they don't win the championship, he's gone. Like they'll literally trade him for anything. Like, because Kuzma's a good player, but he's not a good number 3 for LeBron and AD, especially with what you're trying to do with LeBron and AD. Like Kuzma, it's more of like what LeBron and AD need is a really good guard. Like, they just need a really, really good guard that can also shoot the 3-pointer. Not like Bogdanovich. Bogdanovich makes more sense for LeBron and AD than Kyle Kuzma. Like, Kyle Kuzma, it's like, yeah, he's a forward, but you already have Anthony Davis. And clearly what worked well with Anthony Davis is when he has a center that, like McGee or Dwight Howard playing next to him, where it's like they just want to grab rebounds and stuff, like, you know, and play defense. It takes the pressure off of AD to play always outstanding defense. AD is a great player, no doubt about it, but what they need is not a Kyle Kuzma. They need someone that's like a shooting guard, point guard. Doesn't matter which guard position. Doesn't matter when you're on the Lakers because LeBron's technically a point guard. But they just need someone like a Bogdanovich, a Bradley Beal, a CJ McCollum. I'm just saying names off the top of the head. I'm not saying it needs to be them. But those types of players where it's like, hey, they can handle the ball and distribute. But when you need them to score, they can score. Because that's what they need the most. It's just somewhere it's just like, hey, they can take over when they need to take over. It's like, hey, the game's on the line. Like, LeBron's kind of feeling iffy, or, you know, like LeBron's on the bench and AD's in foul trouble. You take over and you're comfortable where it's like, yeah, they can take over. Like, Caruso's not either. I know everyone loves Caruso. He's like the new Steve Blake here in LA, but it's a meme at some point. Am I the only one who thinks Devin Booker is overrated? You're not the only one. A lot of people are so. I'm on Booker. I want Devin Booker on the Timberwolves, so I gotta cut my Devin Booker slander because I think it will happen this summer. Player empowerment, baby, love it. But yeah, Wiggins is a better fit for the Warriors than D'Lo. Yep. What female you think should join the Monday Night Messiah if they add a new member? Ruby Wright. She fits the mold of the Monday Night Messiah. She has the look already. So, yeah, why not with her? She's a good talent, too. She kind of needs something, too. Like, at least Sarah Logan, she just comes out and be crazy. Liv Morgan, kind of the same theme. But Ruby Wright, she's kind of missing something. Well, Chase, it's been, well, wish you the best. Thanks, Nero. Hope you have a good one. Dude, Jason Tatum should be. Jason Tatum's a beast, man. Yeah, no, Tatum, like, if people tell me that Tatum isn't a superstar, I get pissed. Morant reminds me more of Dwayne Wade than he does Allen Iverson. No, I'm just far away from my screen. Sorry, I thought this was weird. Is Scottie Pippen the most disrespected legend and basketball player? No, Charles Barkley is. People forget how good Barkley is. Like, I feel like Charles Barkley and Steve, no, not Steve Nash. Steve Nash kind of gets a lot of credit, actually. Charles Barkley, I think, is like the most disrespected superstar ever. Pippen knows he's great. People know he's great. Like, they're making another Bulls documentary, like we need another one. But people are going to remember, oh, yeah, Pippen, he was great. So, yeah. Anyways, guys, I feel like this is it. I feel like I'm done. Thank you guys very much for watching this live stream. You guys were awesome. Hope you guys tune in and come in for the next one in the future. Remember, guys, sometimes like our WWE champion Brock Lesnar, you don't have to give a shit in life. Who's next? You're next. Yow.